Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. What's behind your ear? It's always the first thing they check. The minute you're born, they don't check your heartbeat, your gender, your vital signs. No. They look at the back of your ear first. There's a saying that says, a square brings a sigh and a circle brings a pause. Because in this life, the most important thing you can have on your body is a shape. It's always the same place. Like how you can't have an eye in a different spot other than your eye socket, can you? No. The shapes are always the size of your pinky. And behind your ear, they have a thick, black outline, usually varying in color but always a dark shade. Apparently the color doesn't matter, but the shape does. As I said, it's always a relief when you see the square. The nurses smile and hand the baby to the mother, usually nodding to confirm they're safe. The children with squares, they lead a normal life, an idealized life. The square protects them. It ensures their life is safe and survivable. The only way you can die as a square is natural causes or old age. Not a single person with a square behind their ear has ever been murdered, tortured, kidnapped or any of those terrible things you see once in a while on the news. They're the lucky ones, the normal ones, the ones with a future worth living. Now, there's a lot of shapes in the world, right? So how many others have appeared on people? This is usually the topic that makes everyone go silent. No one likes to talk about the circles. Just like no one likes to travel to that side of town where they're kept. No one really ever talks about the lives of those with a circle behind their ear. Mention the world circle and everyone goes mute. Flashes of dark, tall, looming buildings with wires and barricades appear in their minds. Boarded windows and muffled screams. It's not their fault. They can't control the shape they're born with. No one can. A couple years ago someone tried to fake a circle over their square in a plastic surgery attempt. That person never woke up from the anesthetic. Since then, no one ever questions their square. I'm a bit of a history nerd. So you can imagine I've researched how far back these shapes go in time. Did Adam and Eve have a bloody square? Well, the Bible keeps that a secret. But history textbooks dating back a couple centuries have some interesting information on the measures it took to contain those with circles. And one thing is for sure. As time goes on, the circles increase. There's no answer as to why we have them. Too many people are scared to question it. They've heard what happens to the people who interfere, who are too curious, who oversteps their boundaries. The main thing to do is just live your life. Appreciate the safety it brings. Forget those with circles. Live your life and pray for your children. Pray they will be safe. But that didn't happen for me. I did everything right. I never questioned. I never tried to change. I wondered and pondered but let it at that. I was so happy for so long. I'd met the man I wanted to be with forever. His square was as dark as mine. I was so happy when I found out we were expecting. It never even crossed my mind. The dangers of risking a new life. I'd lived that long without seeing the dangers that I didn't think about the risks. Until the day came. 13 hours and a lot of screaming. She was here. I was exhausted. Mentally and physically. My head was killing. The meds were strong. And my vision was blurred. Out of the corner of my eye I could see my husband rushing around the nurses. The biggest smile on his face. Those first few seconds of bliss. Until the world seemed to stop. I saw the top of her head. A tiny pattering of brown hair already grown. Her mouth wide open in a cry as one of the nurses turned her over. as if it was slow motion. I could see their gloved fingers pushing back her ear. For a split second, I smiled. And then every sound in the room, except for my newborn baby, went silent. My heart dropped. I tried to sit up, but I couldn't. Tears were already swimming in my eyes. "What?" I yelled, but I felt like no one heard me. The nurse who was holding my child slowly turned my baby's head to me. She wiped away some blood, and I could feel my heart thumping in my chest. My vision was blurring, but I could still see the darkest outline of a triangle I have ever seen. Part 2. https www.reddit.com/r/stories/comments/imbuv4/what's_that_your_ear_part_2/ UTM_source equals share and UTM_medium equals iOS_app and UTM_name equals iOS SMF. End of story. Next story. I shit my friend's pants when I was around 6. I went to a friend's house for a group sleepover. Around 2 a.m. I woke up and had explosive diarrhea in my pants. After his parents helped me clean up, they gave me a pair of their son's pants to wear. I shat his pants, too. Sorry, Jared. End of story. Next story. Among Us. Wholesome. TW. Mentions of the word rape. Today I decided to play a quick game of Among Us. I joined a public game and it started as soon as I joined, so I just had a little glimpse of the player names and it didn't feel right reading them. I got imposter, which I don't get very often, so whenever I get it, I try to extend the game. But at the launchpad I read the names again and the blue color player had a very rude name. It said, Rapist TTT, which was very obviously meant to be read as rapist. That kind of got me angry and uncomfortable. So I killed them in the hallway in front of everyone. The body was reported and I explained myself before anything would be said. And those people decided to skip to let me live. I stood in cafeteria and decided I wouldn't kill anyone. I called a meeting and told them to vote me off and that I won't kill anyone or sabotage, and they did. I had a very wholesome conversation with the ghosts in the ghost chat. Blue had left. I guess I got called kind, which I keep thinking about, and it makes me happy and gives me hope that there are good people in this world. All of them were so understanding and kind, it warmed my heart. But it kind of makes you think how normalized joking about the topic of r*p is and how a lot of time people get away with it. Rape jokes are never funny. It does not make you look cool. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.